England fans are expecting once again of the FIFA 2022 World Cup, having reached the final of Euro 2020 last summer and the last four at Russia 2018. Gareth Southgate has taken the Three Lions closer to glory than any other manager since they last lifted the World Cup in 1966, and Euro 2022 glory for the nation's women's side has only heightened excitement ahead of the journey to Qatar. Southgate will be keen to manage the pressure surrounding his squad as the build-up to the tournament continues, but the former defender should also be confident of another strong performance. England will start among the leading contenders to hoist the famous trophy. The majority of Southgate's squad picks itself, but from domestic form and injuries will also play a key role in his decision. Southgate is likely to keep faith with the bulk of the squad that powered England to within touching distance of winning Euro 2020 last year before the heartbreaking final penalty defeat to Italy. His starting defence and midfield rarely changed during the competition. There appears to be little reason to alter his starting 11 plans at this stage. However, a mixed return to Premier League action for Son in 2021-22 has left uncertain positions, with Manchester United trio Harry Maguire, Luke Shaw and Marcus Rashford under the most significant pressure. Southgate is also likely to not be afraid to include young emerging stars. Southgate is expected to name an original 55-man squad, which seems quite bloated, and FIFA have confirmed that final squads need to be submitted no later than November the 14th. Based on World Cup qualifiers and friendlies rosters across the past year, it's quite hard to cut it down to like a final 26-man squad, as we've seen maybe up to 34, 35 players, something like that. England won't play any pre-tournament friendlies ahead of the World Cup, with Southgate basing his final pick on domestic and previous international form. Here is a possible look at the 26-man squad we may see going to the World Cup, starting with the goalkeepers. Everton star Jordan Pickford was never present during England for their runs to semi-finals and final of the past two major tournaments. Penalty shootout heroics and boosted his status as Southgate's number one, and despite missing September's Nations League game for injury, remains first choice, with Nick Pope and Aaron Ramsey likely to be selected as backup. Moving on then to defence, Southgate has an embarrassment of riches at fullback. However, injury concerns over Kyle Walker and Reece James will influence his final plans, with Liverpool's Trent Alexander-Arnold also back in contention after missing Euro 2020. Walker and James will both be included if they can return to their club action before the World Cup, but doubts persist over United skipper Maguire. Maguire's struggles at United have diminished his importance to Southgate, with John Stones seemingly a certain selection alongside him in either a back three or four-man defence. Shaw impressed at Euro 2022, but he could be a major casualty as Southgate drafts Trippier in his cover option at left back. Moving on into midfield, and defensive pivot of Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips offers England a platform to build at Euro 2020, and they expect to continue that partnership in Qatar. However, Jude Bellingham's rapid rise presents Southgate with an extra option, but he has opted for caution over the Borussia Dortmund playmaker so far. Depending on formation, Mason Mount is likely to start as a link man between midfield and the attack, while the England boss has a decision to make over whether to take Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson or opt for a far more energetic younger options such as Chelsea's Conor Gallagher. And finally, onto the forwards. Captain Harry Kane will be the undisputed starter, of course, for Southgate, and he could break the England all-time goal record in Qatar. Raheem Sterling's goal was crucial in Euro 2020, and he will stay in the starting 11 if he maintains solid form at Chelsea, with Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden and Jack Grealish fighting for the other starting spots in the advanced attacking role you'd have thought. Southgate's is well stocked with wide options, but an alternative, more traditional partner for Harry Kane could be more of a challenge. Tammy Abraham's impressive goal record in Serie A with Roma keeps him in the reckoning, but a wild card called up for Brentford's Ivan Toney, called up for the first time in September internationals, will give Southgate something extra, plan A if needed to be tweaked. Southgate is expected to announce his provisional squad for Qatar on October 20th or 21st. This gives England boss about a month before the World Cup starts and almost 3 weeks to meet his final deadline set by FIFA, which is on November the 13th. World Cup rosters previously consisted of 23 players, including 3 keepers, but FIFA have expanded it to 26 for Qatar 22, meaning Southgate has a scope to call a few more bold calls. The extra places allow for more experimentation, particularly in attacking areas, and may provide Southgate with opportunity to go with less experienced options to offer surprise factor. Alongside his final squad, Southgate is likely to name to standby list, just as he did for Euro 2020. Hey guys, that's it video. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and lots of comments down below, and follow this show for daily football news, and subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.